Hi, my name is Nadean Rawlins. I am a producer, director, talent manager, and actress. Now, while I was growing up, I was not an avid reader. I must be honest. I read because I had to, because I was in school and I had to read, because that's the only way you're gonna learn. You have to read. But while I was growing up, I realized that people around me, the people who I hung out with, they loved reading. Everybody liked reading, and they had more words in their vocabulary than me, and I was like, hey, what's going on? Something is not adding up here. And what I was told and what I recognize is that when you read, it opens your vocabulary and of course your imagination, and of course as a creative it opens your creativity. So I got into reading. Now, I remember the first book I bought. It was back in 1997. I stood in line for a long time to buy J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Now, I was buying that book for my brother for his birthday. So I was like, the big deal with this book. Everybody want this book, and I said I was going to surprise my brother with the book. So I went home with the book this thick, and I was like, I'm going to check out this book and see what it's all about. Listen, I could not put down the book. I read the book from cover to cover. This author was able to just capture my imagination on these pages. How could that be? That was when I became fascinated with books, right? And I was like, yeah, this is a good space to be in. And so I really appreciate and loved reading. As I got older and started my own business, I got more into self-help books, especially books targeted for entrepreneurs. I really love those books. Anyone I can get my hand on, I would read. I love a good memoir of persons I idolize. I have to get my hands on those books because I want to understand their journey. Why is it that they're so resilient? And it gives me hope and it gives me courage, of course, wanting to press on and push on. So I encourage reading. And so I applaud writers, and I encourage anyone who wants to get into writing. So I'm gonna read a book, Dancing in the Rain by Lynn Joseph. I am going to read the first chapter, or most of the first chapter, so I really hope you enjoy. Here we go. Dancing in the Rain by Lynn Joseph. On the last day of summer vacation, Mommy takes me and Jared to lunch at her job in one of the tallest buildings in New York. Jared doesn't want to go. He wants to stay home and play games on the computer. Mostly he goes to the Neopets website and create virtual pets because we can't have any real ones in our 2-bedroom apartment. He chats online to friends he does not know, sends instant messages to kids far away, and ignores me as I watch television. Jared, look at this big escalator. Do you want to run down the up? Jared shakes his head at me with a disgusted look on his face. It's a look that says, don't bother me, I'm busy, as he thumbs away at his Game Boy, walking with his head down. Jared, don't ignore your brother, Mommy says in her tight voice. Jared doesn't answer her, and I see Mommy's face getting red. I take her hand and squeeze it. You want to run up the down? Mommy laughs, just like I knew she would. I could always make her forget she's mad at Jared, which she seems to be all the time. Mommy thinks that Jared doesn't notice her, counting under her breath or pressing her lips together tightly or clenching her fists hard, but he does. And it makes him feel like he's wrong, all the time. It's not easy being Jared. It's very easy being me, though. I love everything. If Mommy wants to take me to lunch at her job, I think about the cool stuff there, starting with the escalators, then the security men in their black uniform who sings along to the radio on their desks, then the escalator ride to the tip top, and then presto, the gleaming restaurant, filled with tablecloths and flowers, and most of all, windows. Tall, clear windows that look like air. When I get close to them, I press my head on the window and I feel like I'm floating in the sky. Jared, I'm an astronaut, I say, my arms spread wide and I walk as if I'm floating on air. I see a little smile on the corner of Jared's lips, but he doesn't answer. He glances out the window from under his lashes and takes in the view of all the other tall matching silver buildings and the river and bridges far below us. He's taking a photograph of it all, and with his amazing brain, later he would tell me all the details I missed. The light is making everything glittery like the sea, I tell Mummy. She smiles. That's the kind of thing she likes to hear. Wow, Brant, you're right, it does. What an observant boy you are. Jared smirks. It's the outer space or the ocean. Make up your mind. Mummy tells Jared to hush. Let him use his imagination. At least he's not stuck in a game all the time. Jared's lips clamp shut. This is supposed to be fun, mister. Mummy takes Jared's game from him. Mummy has no idea how much Jared sees and hears while he's playing his game. She doesn't know that Jared has fun all by himself. He doesn't need lunch or tall buildings in the sky for that. Without his Game Boy, Jared leans back in his chair and stares out the window. I want to tell him a joke and make him laugh. My brother has the funniest laugh ever. His entire face changes like a great song turned up on high volume. We're sitting next to heaven, I say. Jared rolls his eyes, but at least he's not staring out angry and silent anymore. Mummy waves to a waiter in a shirt and black pants who looks like he's going to a party. It's Mr. Hernandez, Mummy's friend from back home. Hola, mi amigos. Mummy starts talking fast Spanish to him. They're both from Sosua, the same town in the Dominican Republic. Every other word is an excited mi país, as if their country belongs to just them. I see Mr. Hernandez whenever we come to eat here with Mummy. He gives me little presents, like once he wrapped up a tiny shrimp fork for me to take home. Mr. Hernandez tells us in English that he's excited to go back home and see his daughter next week. My angel, he tells Mummy, who nods and looks at him. She doesn't glance at Jared. I wish I could go back home too, Mummy says with a frog sound in her voice. Oh, but you should go. Take the hijos. He touches Jared's arm and pulls him into the conversation. No Dominicano should ever stay so long from home. It's like a fish out of water or he looks out the tall windows behind us. A bird out of the sky. A computer without a memory, Jared mutters. A tiger out of the jungle, I added. A boy without his Game Boy, Jared giggles. A face without a smile, I stick my tongue out at him. He kicks me under the table and fork falls on the floor. A baby without his mama. Enough, Mama says. But it's my turn. A lunch without dessert. Jared bursts out in laughter, and then I do too. Mummy won't say anything to me. I'm the baby. I'm the easy child. I've heard her say that 100 times, and so has Jared. Being me is easy, but being Mummy's easy child is very hard. It's a life sentence for my brother. Look, look, I pointed out the window. In between the dark clouds and rain, a yellow balloon is floating in the sky. It looks like it's dancing. Maybe it's going to the stars, I say. Or the moon, says Jared. Mummy takes a deep breath and drops her shoulders. Maybe to the sun, she adds hopefully. And my wish comes true.